Hello students, welcome to Marine Engineering Tutorials. I am Atul Kumar Gupta and back with a new tutorial. We are presently studying marine boilers. Today we have 20th lecture and the topic is water level control system used in marine boilers and prevent the damage to the boiler due to low water level. This lecture discusses various methods to control water level in the marine boilers. It also describes the trip mechanism to shut down the boiler when the water level is dangerously low. Now we will study the types of water level controls. First is the manual control. Water level in earlier boilers was controlled manually either by varying the number of strokes per minute for steam operated reciprocating pump, which is known as continuous control, or by starting and stopping the electrical motor driven centrifugal pumps. With the development of automation on ships, water level control gradually changed from manual to automatic. However, in case of trouble with the automation, the manual control is carried out until automation is restored. Both manual and automatic controls can be either on-off type or of continuous control type. On-off control means that water is intermittently supplied to the boiler, usually by electric motor driven feed pump. On earlier boilers, it was controlled manually, whereas in modern boilers, it is activated by level float. Continuous control on earlier boiler was obtained by varying the number of strokes of steam operated reciprocating feed pump. Reciprocating pumps were later replaced with steam turbine operated centrifugal pumps, and level was controlled by varying the RPM of the turbine. In modern boilers, it is activated by controlling the valve positioner. The sketch shows a horizontally mounted Mowbray which is used for automatic control of water level in small capacity boilers. It consists of a hollow cylinder called float, located within housing which is connected to the boiler. The float follows the movement of the water and its stem operates the switches magnetically, which are arranged in the outer case attached to the float housing. There are two magnetic switches which are protected from contact of water for the control of electric motor driven centrifugal pump. When the water is at lower level as shown in sketch, electric motor starts switch is closed and the pump starts to fill up the water in the boiler. When water reaches the high level as shown in the sketch, pump stop the switch closes and start switch is opened. The sketch shows a vertically mounted Mowbray which has similar operation as discussed earlier. This arrangement provides a simple method of water level control but cannot be used for large capacity water tube boilers and also has certain drawbacks which are explained in the following slide. There are fluctuations in the water level as the principle of its control works with change in water level. When the water is admitted in the boiler, steam pressure starts to drop slightly, thus it results in slight variation of steam pressure also. Sometimes the pump may not deliver the water on restarting due to formation of vapor in casing caused by the leaky check valve when the pump is standstill and may require priming. Due to this drawback, it is not suitable for use on UMS ships. And lastly, in rough seas, the electric motor can start-stop repeatedly due to movement of the water. This trouble is avoided by providing a delay timer of few seconds to cater for ship's roll cycle in the circuit of the electric motor. In large capacity water tube boilers, there is additional difficulty in maintaining the water level due to the phenomena of shrinkage and swell when the boiler load changes suddenly. Precise control of water level is thus necessary as water tube boiler holds small quantity of water and large quantity of steam. Reason for swell and shrinkage will be discussed now. When boiler load reduces suddenly, as in case of tripping of a steam turbine, steam pressure will rise, thereby causing the reduction of bubble formation, showing an apparent drop in water level, although the mass of water level is actually increasing, and it is termed as shrinkage. If water level is controlled on the basis of indicated water level, then the controller will increase the quantity of feed water being supplied to the boiler, resulting in high water level when load stabilizes. Similarly, when boiler load increases suddenly, as in case of safety valve lifting, steam pressure will drop, thereby causing increase in bubble formation, showing an apparent rise in water level, although the mass of water level is actually reducing, and it is termed as swell. If water level is controlled on the basis of indicated water level, then the controller will reduce the quantity of feed water being supplied to the boiler, resulting in low water level when load stabilizes, thereby tripping the boiler. The effect of swell and shrinkage can be easily seen by carefully monitoring the boiler water level through the gauge glass when boiler safety valve is being floated. To overcome the effect of shrinkage and swell, a second element is monitored, which is steam flow signal. It is more appropriate for the control of water level in the boiler as amount of steam outflow should be equal to the amount of water inflow to maintain the steady water level in the boiler. This sketch shows a schematic layout of two-term water level control system used for precise control of water level which overcomes the effect of shrinkage and swell and can operate pneumatically or electronically, although electronic control is more common on modern ships. Differential pressure transmitter measures the water level and sends the signal to the averaging relay. In addition to monitoring the water level through differential pressure transmitter, steam flow is additionally monitored, which is more appropriate as steam outlet should be equal to water inlet in order to maintain steady water level in the boiler. Orifice plate is used to measure the steam flow by checking the differential pressure across it. A steam flow transmitter gives a square signal, thus it is passed through square root converter so that it can be compared with linear signal provided with differential pressure transmitter. Averaging relay compares both linear signals and feeds output to PID controller to increase or decrease water level depending on increasing or decreasing load. PID controller compares the measured and set values and sends the correcting signal to feed water actuator through the auto manual station. Auto manual station provides option to control the water level manually if the automatic control system malfunctions. This sketch shows a schematic layout of three-term boiler water level control system. Usually a two-term controller is sufficient in itself to provide steady water level in boiler. However, if feed water flow is fluctuating, then the third element, which is feed water flow, is also measured. Both steam and feed water flow are measured using orifice plates. As both steam and feed water flow transmitters provide square signals, they are passed through square root converters to make them linear, which are compared by differential relay. Output of differential relay is sent to averaging relay to compare the level signal obtained from differential pressure transmitter. Differential pressure transmitter measures the water level in boiler and sends this linear signal also to the averaging relay. Averaging relay compares both linear signals and feeds the output to PID controller, which then gives the correcting signal to feed water actuator through auto manual station and maintains the level. Boilers are equipped with safety device to prevent the damage from overheating due to shortage of water. Large capacity water tube boilers are additionally protected against high water level also. Earlier smoke tube boilers were equipped with fusible plug to extinguish the fire in the furnace by smothering action of steam. In the event of low water level, fusible plug gets exposed to the steam and the fusible metal melts, thereby releasing the steam in the furnace to extinguish the fire. This method required long time to restore the operation of the boiler as fusible plug needed replacement. This method has been replaced by low water level trip device in modern boilers as shown in the sketch. It consists of a float chamber in which the float follows the movement of water. Float consists of magnet at the end of the stem which operate the magnetic switches on the principle that opposite poles attract each other and the same poles repel. Two inner switches are used to activate the low and high level alarms through alarm circuit. Two outer switches are used to shut down the burner by cutting off the fuel supply through solenoid operated fuel valve using trip circuit. The device can be easily tested by closing the steam and water isolating valves and operating the drain. Boiler operation can be quickly resumed after restoring the normal water level. This completes the study of water level control in boilers and their protection in abnormally low and high water conditions. This book is written by me and covers all the topics as per Indian Maritime University syllabus. It is also recommended by Indian Maritime University as a reference book. It clarifies the concepts with simple illustrations. This book also provides answers to all the questions which have appeared in the examination conducted by Indian Maritime University. This book can help the students in preparing for the exam and also to work on ship's boiler safely. Hope you have liked the lecture. You can write your feedback in the comment box. If you have liked the tutorial, you may share it with your friends. You may subscribe to the channel for getting notification about new tutorials. I'll be back with a new lecture shortly. Thanks for watching till the end.